Day 99, ladies and gentlemen, of our 1000 Dawns. And thankfully, even though it's approaching 3 o'clock, we have today, tomorrow, and Tuesday off until we go back to work on the Wednesday. And thankfully, we actually have some time to breathe a little bit, which is good because there's a very important video coming out tomorrow that I'll probably be spending a lot of tonight filming for. So let's you and I have a little bit of a heart to heart. So we are pretty much approaching the first 10th of our journey gone. We will have pretty much only 900 days to go. In fact, not probably. Let's just say we really do only have 900 days to go. And, well, let's just review a little bit about what the story is so far. So, and I'll be doing this in the next video anyway, so we'll hold off on that. The point is that the story so far is this. After struggling all throughout 2025 to find work, and then I've managed to find work here and there, not, hugely successful or even, only temporary, I still managed pretty much by the skin of my teeth to actually get through a lot of 2025. And following the end of just about the halfway point in January, I managed to get myself back into work. And I have been at work ever since. But during all this time, coming up to 4 months, I've been back in work full time. We are not just slaving away and we're not just toiling for somebody else's gain. No. We are going places in this world. And it's taken quite a while to get to this stage. But guess what? We will continue to be working. And guess what? We are working for ourselves and for ourselves only. If I go hungry, it is not from the knowledge that, I will, when I do get fed, I will enjoy every taste. If I work hard, again, at least I'm working for myself. And with those things in prospect, let's turn also to other prospects that are currently going on. Is that about 2 months ago, I started a series of videos where I was making very serious reservations about moving out to Las Vegas to work and live, so to speak. Almost a real chance for a new beginning. And the initial idea has brought about a few series of problems, but the two most immediate problems, overriding literally everything else, is having enough experience in my field of work in order to get out to Vegas. Or rather, when we do get to Vegas, we'll have to find work immediately, or probably before my feet even leave the ground. So having enough experience is the very first thing that is going to be almost overriding anything else. Especially if I'll be paying and living on American wages. And the second thing that also comes into effect is, how the hell do I get out there in the first place? Because outside of applying for a visa to work, and outside of actually having a place to live, and then affording to, feed myself, pay bills, pay gas, electric, transit and stuff like that in order to get to and from work. Outside of all of those, what happens if I had enough money to pay for all of those, and then in literally less than a year, I would be pretty much deported back because I literally couldn't afford to pay for any of it. Can you be deported for being too poor? I don't even know where to begin asking that, but probably not. Anyway, whilst all that's going on, let's I had a long think about what exactly the absolute base minimum would it take to get us out to Las Vegas. And I worked out £10,000 is the absolute minimum amount it would take for me to get started. If I was to survive for, let's say, 3 months, give or take. including applying for visa, the plane ticket in order to get out to Vegas, and well, everything else aside. So then I had a little bit of a rethink, and I concluded that the absolute base minimum to get started would be £25,000. That is the absolute minimum amount in my mind I can think of in order to get started. So where on earth do we start, guys? That's the thing. So over the last couple of last month and a half, probably a little bit longer, let's say 2 months, I've been putting money away to specifically get ready for this. First, it started with £1 a day, then £2. Then it was every time I got paid, it was like 50 to 100. Anyway, we continue to add these sorts of things over and over. And as of today, the 10th of May, 2026, the difference I have to make now in order to get myself out of Vegas, bare minimum, is £23,495. That is what stands between me and actually getting out to Vegas, in my mind. It might turn out, when we get further down the line, it could be as high as £30,000. The issue we have, and to resolve a most immediate issue, is that via my calculations and the rate in which we're doing this, it means that the probably earliest we could probably get ourselves out of Vegas would be August 30th, 2031. So we're talking about 5.5 years from now. And in the nicest possible way, and even to the more, ambitious observer, will turn around and say, that seems quite a long time away for this to happen. And I don't debate for 1 second. 25 grand isn't even like my yearly wage or anything like that, or yearly salary. So why do I think that in 5 years' time that would be the minimum? Because it might even come to be that, guess what, maybe 30,000 would be when the time comes. I don't honestly know what the answer will be when we come to stuff like that. What I do know is that that's just what it looks like as of the recording of this. And to be honest, I don't anticipate it getting any... I mean, it was already a little bit of a struggle getting it to that point anyway. But listen, the economy... Listen, I tried to fill up my... Listen, my car was down to 6 bars out of 8 of petrol the other day. So I went to fill it up because about 2 weeks ago, I filled it up when it was almost empty. It cost about 60 quid to fill up. That time last year, it was just under £50 to fill it up from empty to full. To fill it up, 2 bars cost 20 quid. So if I had to fill it up from empty, it would cost 80 quid just to fill it up. And I don't want to come across as, entirely pessimistic about situations like this. Because I'm not just I talk as though I'm the only person on earth who drives a car or pays for one, as a matter of fact. But it does have to be said, it's not going to get any cheaper anytime soon. So what do we do? There are various unforeseen shortages and changes that come about as a result of very real global events that are taking place at this very moment. What I do know, on the other hand, is, well, guess what? It's not going to get any easier from this point onwards. So the only thing to do in order to keep this dream alive is, well, as they say, find a way to earn even more money, or, well, prepare for an even longer wait. Because even 25,000, even by my reckoning, is a fairly conservative estimate. I wish it didn't have to be phrased like that, but yeah, I really do believe that's being rather conservative, even at the best of times. And for now, I think that's sort of where we're going to leave it, because guess what? I want to like reserve tomorrow for like a much larger video, because there are so many things I want to be able to talk, not just about what's going on right now, but what was happening 10 years ago, because, well, it will all make sense when we get to them. Meantime, I hope that each and every one of you will understand, and hopefully I'll make it even clearer about why this is so important to me. But till then, I'll see all of you guys again next time. Thank you.